Welcome back to the Outlaw Ranch. Today I thought I would try to get started on maybe final assembly here on these top hats. This is the new plate that I got from Beyond Precise. I got it, I think the day before Thanksgiving. And I was noticing that every side of it is pretty well supported, you know, whether it's on the front, this side, the other side, and everything comes right to the edge of the plate, which is awesome. And these deals here, they're not in their final place. I got to move them around a little bit, kind of figure out exactly where they're going to live. But I was noticing this plate here doesn't come to the edge. And so I think I'm going to try and cut a bracket, a little triangulated bracket that comes off here and will help support this side and make it maybe just a little bit more sturdy. So we'll do one, you know, on either side here and see what it looks like. I'm gonna probably cut up the other top hats that I have here. This is the one I haven't taken off yet. It's on the front. But once I remove this and I put the other one on, I think I'm gonna try and use this piece of steel here and just make a small little, you know, triangulated bracket. So let's get started. Okay, this is one of the top hat brackets, and as you can see here, my purple Sharpie, we have a bracket that's about 3 inches long and about 2 inches wide here, which is about all that measured for the overhang on that top hat piece. I'm going to try and cut this out. The only thing I have to use to cut this out is a portaband, and it's not like attached to a table or anything. So this is going to have to be freehand. So I'm going to clamp this to the welding table here and see if I can't get this cut out. So stand by, y'all. Let's get some work done. Thought maybe y'all would like to see just what kind of a slow process this is. Here as I use my portaband. This is just cutting one of these out, so stand by and I'll show you guys how this is done here. There it is. There's all of them cut now. Stand by, I'll show you guys more detail of them. All right, so this is more of a detail of them here. As you can see, they're mirror images of each other because what I had done was when I marked this plate out, I came in, you know, 2 inches, 3 inches, drew a line, cut those. Then on the other side of it, I just came in, you know, again, 2 inches, and it was already, you know, marked 3 inches, so I squared it off, and then I just cut like this. So basically all I did was cut the back sides of these two, and they should be mirror images of the other ones. They're not perfect, but I think they're gonna be close enough. So stand by, we'll take a look, see what it looks like under the top hat. Okay, here we are underneath the truck. Grabbed one of the brackets. We just kind of slide it up into here, about like that. You can see that it looks pretty good. I think that's going to work. It's just a little triangulation here to kind of help support this far side here a little bit. So we got these 4 cut. I do have to, if you guys remember, these ones here, the washers are still a little loose. I don't know if you can see that or not right here. So I'm going to go get some lock washers and see if we can't add some lock washers and get this plate here to cinch up all the way. Once we get that done, then we can probably tack these little brackets in up underneath there and kind of get to cleaning up the rest of this metal, and maybe we can get these tacked all together so that it looks like something a little bit more permanent until I can get a real welder in here to do the final welding. So stand by, folks. We're gonna make a parts run real quick. All right, y'all. We're back from the hardware store. We got our lock washers for these bolts. So now it's time to blow this all apart. What I've done is I've come in here and I've put little purple marks. You can see that right there, so that I know where to clean up the metal. We got to take this all apart. We got to clean up the metal so that when we assemble this again the next time, we have nice clean metal to put all of our tacks on. Once we get all of our tacks on, we'll try and burn in as much of it as we can. We might have to take this back off and finish welding everywhere where we can't get to, like on these, these inside corners and stuff. So let's get this all blown apart and we'll start cleaning it up with a grinder. Stand by, y'all. All right, y'all. As you can see, we've got our top hat here ground down everywhere where there was a bracket that's going to make contact with it all the way around. Again, you can see it here too. Instead of removing these brackets here off the axle, what I did was I just hit them here with a grinder. These ones in particular are very difficult to get off because this flange here, you end up using an open end box end wrench, and it's a quarter turn at a time. So I just left those ones where they were at, front and rear, and then I left this one as well. So unless I'm mistaken, we're ready. We're ready to go ahead and install the top hat back on, put all the bolts where they need to go, and start tacking this thing into place. So stand by, folks. I will get this bolted back up, and we'll start welding it. All right, y'all. As you can see, all of our bolts are back in nice and tight. These ones here that were loose are now tight. That lock washer was all the extra distance we needed. So that's all nice and tight. All the metal is cleaned up where we need to put our welds. I cleaned this up just so I could put those little angled braces that we just cut out in there. So let's get to tacking here. Stand by, y'all. All right, y'all. We have everything in here. It's nice and tacked all the way around. We're gonna leave this like this for now. I'm not a welder, and these are some parts here that need to be very secured, okay? We can't have these upper links coming off or this top hat breaking loose and losing the upper links and having this axle move around or anything like that. People can get hurt, not just us, but maybe some onlookers or whatever. So this isn't something that I feel comfortable fully welding yet. I still am working on that skill set. So I suppose now I can start trying to figure out the final position on these upper links here. But that'll be a video for another day. For right now, I appreciate each and every one of you guys that has watched. I'm very grateful to you, to the subscribers. I keep picking up more subscribers, one here, one there, and I am oh so grateful for that. So thank you very much for all of your support. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe. I really do appreciate all the views, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. Thank you.